So I need to put the alligator toy in front of the bowling lady's house, which I can't do until night time. So what are my options? Boom. Place the alligator figure, so I can look between 10:30 and 6 AM. It's 11:45 at the moment, so find a spot where it's below zero in the Clark's cold storage warehouse. Get a strike, so I can do that tomorrow. I don't know where to get rice from. I don't know where to get beads from. Talk to the mirror and create my voodoo charm. I need stuff for that. So, let's go do this one. M4. Oh. There is a way to crash this thing. I don't know whether you just have to go really, really, really fast. I know there's a way to crash this thing because,
this town sure is peaceful, Zach.
I know there's a way to crash this thing because...
I know what you're about to say.
Because I've seen a screenshot of York bailing, but also the skateboard has damage, so I assume that
hey,
I
Zach.
can...
No, nothing. Just felt like saying.
It's kind of annoying that York does that now, and I can't... Like, in the first game, when you ran out of things to talk about, you could just not press the button, and when York prompted to say, hey,
this town sure
I wanted to say
peaceful,
something.
Yes, I know. I know what you're about to say. But that's why we're here.
But now he just says it on loop, without any control. Which means when I get to the point where I want to go and do a lot of exploring, he's going to be insufferable. Hey, I got a stamp, I guess.
So, what do you think of it? Yes, I'm talking about him. Boonda. Is the skeletal gentleman friend or foe? Or does he merely exist outside the realms of evil? Still too early to tell, but it's clear that he'll be the key to uncovering this case's mysteries. That's what my soul tells me.
I couldn't remember if I'd heard all the hooligan one, so now we have. Here's a car. I like before, I think you used to be able to click on cars and it would tell you who they belong to, but now not so much. I want to use your general store. I bet you got rice. Melvin, give me rice.
Mr. York! That was mighty quick.
Was it? Because I had a Sunday.
The special agent does it again. You sure don't waste any time.
No, I wasted a lot of time. You're not paying attention,
I
Melvin.
bet my CLG's got a lot to learn from you.
Oh, okay.
By the way, Mr. York, looks to me like you aren't packing anything.
I was on vacation in New Orleans before I happened to stop by here.
Well, shoot, that won't do.
Yes, that won't shoot.
Here, I got something I think you'll like.
Hey, it's a...
I call him Mr. Alligator. Badass, ain't he?
Well, I mean, the alligator grip is cool, but why is it purple?
It's a tranquilizer gun for the gators.
Oh, okay. A non-lethal gun made for self-defense. It can only fire rubber bullets. Should point out that...
And here's a radio.
Alphabet? What am I talking about, alphabet? Rubber bullets are not non-lethal, they are just less lethal rounds. You can still kill someone with a rubber bullet if you shoot them in the right place. And I got the radio, and I have a whole side
you
quest.
don't have to worry about any expensive roaming fees.
The radio gate should come in handy. Boom.
Might take you a while to get used to them, but you'll get it.
I'm glad that they gave you they just give you the radio as opposed to making you jump through a load of hoops.
Try letting them rip a few times. Ain't no need to hold back out here.
Cool, I can shoot stuff now. Use Mr. Alligator, the self-defense stun you got from Mel, and destroy the wooden boxes. So I think now, yeah, Mr. Alligator. Oh, why'd you shooting a dog of all things? Why aren't you ever shooting an alligator? I know those are in this game. Really?
I know. I don't want to... But you know what they say, Zach. Let's finish our work up.
Well, I know. I just want to shoot the balloon. Alright, let's try this bit from here. That. I'm getting bullet drop by the looks of it. Hang on. If I aim. I'm hitting the tire. Let's go up a little bit. Definitely getting some bullet drop. Alright. I will go and get that balloon later when I'm a bit closer. What is with York's stance? I'm just... Like, so this is, you're like, if this is fine. I mean, it's not great trigger discipline. Oh, actually, it's... Breach. Oh! I got lost $100 for shooting Patty for breach of contract. And excessive force $100. Oh, I'm losing a lot of money. Sorry. Sorry. I just wanted to see what would happen. Yeah, so York's stance here is fine. Oh no, his trigger discipline is fine. He's got his finger off. But then, so he takes the gun out and then he then hunches over. Kind of points the gun. He's not got his arm up, really. He's got it kind of down, and then his head's sort of crouched. It's not the greatest stance, I'm going to be honest. The shooting does feel a bit smoother.
Now this is an intriguing weapon. For a tranquilizer gun, it really packs a punch.
Yes, I know, you shot me with it a minute ago.
But I'm afraid I'll decline. After all, this town is peaceful, isn't it?
Sorry, I was to choose to take a drink at the exact
sure
wrong
it's
time.
peaceful. At least the humans are.
Yeah.
But the animals? Are a different story. Remember what I named it?
Yeah, you're Mr. Alligator,
There's
and you are in the
some
bio.
real mean-ass gators out there in the swamps. And every now and then, they wander into town. One of them even went and ate a kid once. It happened a long time ago, but still. One chomp's all it takes. They swallow down every last bit of you. Poor kid's parents didn't even know what to put in his coffin. The worst part is, that taught the gators just how tasty we humans are. So now, those suckers just attack on sight.
I think that's how that works.
Man-eating crocodiles will feast tonight. In Blood Swamp!
I don't think the crocodile that ate the human went back to his other crocodile buddies and went, hey!
You know he's fibbing, right? Gators don't attack folks.
Do you know what's great? Humans.
I never heard about no kid getting swallowed by a gator.
Sorry, alligators.
Actually, Patricia, you're wrong.
I'm what?
Alligators do attack people, and it could happen in any town.
Huh?
Alligator, 1980. Directed by Louis Teague. It takes place in the Midwest, I believe. A teenage girl's pet alligator gets flushed down the toilet. Then, in the sewer, it feeds on the corpses of dogs that were used as test subjects for an experimental growth formula. After growing over 30 feet, it finally starts to go after humans. It's an extremely edifying movie.
Yes, you're right, York. That could happen in any town.
Back when I first saw it, I had a pet hamster.
Hey, Agent York. What's your first order of business? You're in charge now, remember?
Well said, Patricia. I nearly lost sight of my true goal.
Good, I like
Melvin,
that.
I couldn't help but notice the name on the side of that truck.
You're keeping York focused. Hey, York, come on, snap out of it. Stop talking about movies.
This facility is connected to the victim, isn't it?
Oh, right. Yeah. I reckon I better start from there. I'm gonna tell it to you straight right from the beginning, Mr. York. As you guessed, this warehouse is run by the Clarksons. The victim's father, Danny Clarkson, is the one who manages the whole place. Okay, but why did he choose to store her body in his own warehouse, right? Well, That's because there ain't no other place to store it. Our town has a clinic inside a church, but no morgue. Whenever someone kicks the bucket, we just bury him in the graveyard right outside of town. But not this time. We got a murder on our hands this time.
Seems awfully short-sighted.
We need to give Lisa's body an autopsy and keep it stored, right? So we had no choice but to rent out a corner of this warehouse.
I see. So that's what led to the ingenious choice to store the victim's body in a facility that her family owns.
Anywho, this is where the real story begins. Truth is, a few days before you got here, Lisa's body went missing.
Missing?
Yeah. All of a sudden, poof.
Did you leave the warehouse unlocked?
Okay, so it does explain that they had the
I most
body
certainly
and then
did not.
it went missing.
I locked the whole place up and made sure no one could get inside. No one stole the original key, and I couldn't find any fingerprints at the scene.
So, in other words, this is a locked room mystery.
Knowing that they found the corpse and it was still here,
The
really makes me
body of
think
a
that
beautiful young girl walks that
York really didn't explore this this warehouse very thoroughly.
Hey!
What?
all right, CLG.
Was she supposed to do an animation to...
Reckon I
Stop
should have
it.
told you about this earlier when you first said you wanted to come here. It just didn't seem like the time or place as I remember. Anywho, how about we call it a day and head back to my office? You can go through all the files there.
No, thank you. This is what I came to investigate.
But Lisa's body isn't here anymore. You sure?
That doesn't bother me one bit, Melvin. You see, I met a skeletal gentleman on my way here, and he was kind enough to give me an oracle.
Yeah, this is the sort of stuff that you say that makes people not trust you, York. It's like, yeah, no, I know that there's no... Where's your van gone? Did you lose your van? Melvin, someone's stolen your van. Oh, did a little hop. Oh, he did another little hop. Look at him hopping. Why did he hop? He did 2 little hops there. Why did he do that? Oh, I wanted to see if I can make him hop up and down a lot. Oh well. Let's have a look indoors. Yes, the voodoo painting man gave me very vague, specific instructions, and I'm going to follow them, specifically and vaguely, regardless of whether or not they make any sense. Like, I can imagine York eventually does his bowling, and then it's just like,
up okay, CLG?
what did that accomplish?
Sure you don't want to wait outside?
Yeah, I mean, we're wearing these, like, really warm jackets, and you've just got your legs completely
I'll be fine, Daddy.
exposed.
Just make sure you don't take your eyes off of him. He's so selfish and inconsiderate. I'm still not convinced he's actually a real FBI agent. Look, he's talking to himself again.
Zack, this is the ambiguous zero, the deep freeze. Let's hurry up and find that flying serpent, shall we?
I really like Patty. She's basically what Emily was in the first game, but to like the nth degree. And York's just so... oh yes, I remember now. And York's just so cocksure that it doesn't matter.
Hey, Mr. York. You sure you want to keep investigating this place even though we know the body ain't here?
Of course, Melvin. The skeletal gentleman gave me an oracle, remember?
You said that before. I don't know what that means.
He's just joking, Daddy. You can't take him seriously.
Huh? Well, was that really a joke, Mr. York?
No.
Well, I'll be. I see you've been hiding some real charm into that whole FBI routine.
Sorry, Melvin, but I'm dead serious.
Well, now I don't know what to do. You say one thing, he said another thing. How can I possibly believe both of you? I see a shiny. Boom! I got an alligator gar scale. What's a gar? Other than like a manly anime character.
This place always gives me goosebumps, no matter how many times I come here.
Maybe it's just because of Silent Hill. This really feels like a boss
quite
fight
the
arena.
Funhouse. Truly a dazzling place. Meat entertainment. That's the only way to describe it. Woven together by life, frozen in time, a visceral, musical...
Symphony. We eat all this in order to survive.
Yes, truly a symphony. Life and death, resonating together.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Cool? Whoa now, CLG. Since when were you interested in this kind of stuff?
I really like meat.
What are you so surprised for, Daddy? I'm more mature than you are. I've seen way more realistic corpses on CSI, you know.
Oh, man.
At first, Zach, I was shocked by the notion of storing a victim's body alongside food. But as I gaze upon this hanging garden, I realize it's just another scene of violent, depraved murder.
No, that's not
Yes.
violent and depraved.
All we need to do is change our point of view, and things will expose themselves in utterly new ways.
You sound like Pater. Just food.
Hey, Mr. York. This is kinda, yeah.
Melvin, if you have something to say, then just go on and say it. Otherwise, you'll simply be insulting this beautiful landscape.
You think this is beautiful?
York's got some
Oh,
weird
yes.
tastes.
It's the abnormal world that supports our normal lives. I think that's wonderful, don't you? Besides, look, Patricia seems to be handling this a lot better than you are.
Well, you see, I ain't too good with this protest stuff. Ugh.
Don't let it get to you, Daddy. Whew. Everyone has at least one thing they're afraid of. Even you, right, Agent York?
Not yet.
Something I'm afraid of?
Eventually I become afraid of the color red.
Yeah, that's right. You gotta have at least one thing. Like clowns.
Clowns are so funny. How could anyone be scared of them?
Zombies.
Love them.
A bucket full of worms.
I could squeeze them with my bare hands.
The sound of screeching glass.
Doesn't bother me.
Then...
They cling to your skin like putrid leeches, robbing you of much more than your vitality. The wet socks.
Melvin, you're a genius.
I'm going to be awfully upset if Melvin turns out to be a bad guy, because I really like him.
Just looking at this.
I mean, I suppose I can still like him even if he turns out to be a bad guy, but still. I really need to increase my stamina. See, the video game part of my brain, it just wants to go and explore the entire town, and there we go. Look for sparkles. So that I can upgrade everything. And and maybe I will between
Melvin,
recordings
I'd
at
like
some
to
point.
take this opportunity to ask you a personal question.
Because I feel like I have to do it at some point.
In the hotel parking lot, when I first met you, the picture you had on your dashboard happened to catch my eye.
I also saw this picture.
Was that your wife?
Oh, her? Yeah, that's my lady, all right. Candy. Her name's Candy.
Candy Woods.
Prettiest girl in town, which makes me the happiest boy. A shooting star landed in a rural town, right on top of a man who now has a meteor struck hard.
You always keep her photo with you?
You bet I do. The truth is, Candy's a little sick right now. She can't even leave the house no more. So I always keep her photograph with me. Kinda feels like we're always together, you know?
I see. You care for your wife a great deal. But this means that...
Yeah, that's right. My mama had me before she married Daddy. But it don't matter. He's still my real daddy to me.
Oh, thank you, CLG. And you're my pride and joy.
Well, Zach, isn't this a heartwarming scene? But there's one thing I just can't get out of my mind. Don't you think that photograph looked a bit too old? Perhaps Candy is already... No, let's not think about that. It might be a private matter, just like you, Zach.
It's like, you know we can hear you. You're just talking out loud next to us, yeah?
We're almost to the morgue. The temporary one, at least.
You don't need to keep correcting yourself, Melvin.
I know, but I'm starting to feel guilty all of a sudden. You know, from an ethical perspective. It just ain't right to store a teenage girl's body in a place like this.
Still, rephrasing your sentences won't fix anything at this point. It's a shallow concern, really.
Yes. Also, apparently, more people will die, as we were told in the opening section, so...
Yeah.
Get used to it.
I know. But shoot, I just felt like the least I could do is try to phrase it better.
Whew. Don't bother trying to convince him, Daddy. I've only been working with him for a little while, but I already figured out what his deal is. He ain't right in the head. Whew. The FBI should add a new requirement to their hiring process. Must possess humanity.
Nah. Like the dog's like... I don't know if I'll come back for that. I'm guessing it's in there. I need to go. York scan! Ooh. There's lots of things for me to click on in here. Wonder if I can... No, tapping. Sometimes... I think this is mostly from, ooh. Any kind of suspicious area. I don't know that this is necessarily a suspicious area, but... yeah, I'm crouching. Bullets do I have for this? Normal shells, normal shells, normal shells. I have 10 of 171. Oh, but I have no infinite gun. So is this just to teach me how to crouch? Is that all this area exists for? Yeah, the black cross is gone. It's still there though. It looks like a trolley I can push, but I can. So, okay. That's exciting, wasn't it? But yeah, sometimes you can get around like the limited stamina thing in games by tapping. I think it was San Andreas or Vice City, or GTA 4, where if you tapped when you sprinted, you could sprint infinitely because you used up the sprint at the same rate as you recovered it. Something like that. Anyway, I'm getting lots of voodoo charm pieces. That's the important thing. Unless there's another crafting mechanic that I can use this stuff for.
Here we are, Zach. The morgue. They stored the victim's body in a cold storage warehouse operated by her family. I'd love to shake the hand of whoever came up with that one.
I was like, hi, I'm over here.
Hey, Agent York. Did you just come here to laugh at rural officers who are doing the best they can? We don't have any special facilities like you people. What else did you expect us to do, huh? Don't compare us with city folk. This is Lucare. Or maybe you're just disappointed that you didn't get to see the bloated, decomposing corpse of a young girl.
Sorry, you're right. I went a bit too far just now. But don't misunderstand. I honestly think it's a fantastic idea. I'd never try and bully your daddy.
Better not.
You're a good daughter.
Thank you for understanding.
And York is still a jerk. Working on it. Okay. Not a huge amount of investigation I need to do here, really. Just press A on... Oh no, there is a inspection mechanic. Okay, so this is more of a mechanic than...
Boxes of the past? Or presence of the future? Either way, this is a curious time capsule.
Weird.
Forgotten boxes. Looks like shelled headless shrimp. When were these boxes brought here? And when will they be taken away? Zach, can you feel it? The perpetual, unstoppable flow of time.
Well, no, that's why you freeze. That's why you freeze things, to stop
Boxes
the flow of
that
time.
got left behind. I can't tell what's inside. What do you think, Zach? I'm gonna go with okra. Yeah, okra.
Well, it's a cardboard box that says cardboard box. I reckon it's a cardboard box of flat-packed cardboard boxes.
I'm sure it must be okra. That's a staple of the South.
Okay.
An icicle. Never thought I'd see one of these down in the South. Zach, can you see that? Look closely. That's right. There are 4 imprints in the frost on the top of this. It's hard to believe, but I think these are fingerprints. Yes, Zach, that would lead one to believe that the body napper is a giant who's over 10 feet tall.
I did say he was a tree of a man.
Look at the thermometer, Zach. It's at 10 degrees Fahrenheit, or minus 12.2 degrees Celsius. This must not be the ambiguous 0. These pallets are a mess. Looks like this area isn't used often. Still, the idea to store a body here. It's a novel, sophisticated idea, unlike anything I'd ever come up with.
It's not. I mean, it's like, hey, we need to put the body somewhere that will keep cold. We've got a giant, freezer factory warehouse thing. Can we stick it in there? Yeah. It probably took like 2 seconds of thought. I'm gonna use... Okay. Well, I did that.
This frost is shaped like something we're very used to seeing. That's right, a body bag. Lisa's body must have been left here. But there are no signs that the bag was dragged away. So our criminal must possess monstrous strength.
Really? To pick up a 16-year-old girl? I feel like you wouldn't have to be monstrous strength to just pick someone up without dragging
Zach,
them.
these are human footprints, and they're extremely large. Yes, Zach, I agree. These footprints must belong to someone who's used to walking around in cold temperatures.
Okay. I'm making back some of the money I lost for shooting people.
Seems like our flying serpent isn't here. Is this everything, Melvin? There aren't any other rooms in this warehouse? No special rooms?
Well, there is the luxury foods warehouse.
Luxury foods? Why didn't you say so earlier?
Just thought you wanted to see where the body... I just thought you were only interested in warehouse number 2. Besides, it's underground, so it's even colder than this. You sure you really want to go down there? You could darn well freeze to death.
I mean, if they made a freezer where people could legitimately freeze to death, that wouldn't be very safe at all.
Come to an end in the icebound zone. You feel me?
Let's head there at once. I'm sure that must be where we're meant to go.
But what about searching for Lisa's body?
All we need to do is find a 10-foot tall man with monstrous strength. That giant knows where she is.
10 foot tall?
But finding the flying serpent is more important right now. Now please, guide me to the luxury foods warehouse at once. These luxury foods are most likely being used in local Cajun cuisine. I'm so excited to see what we'll find. Aren't you, Zach?
Not especially. Your sense of what's amazing, though, is a bit skewed. The flying serpent must be lurking in the luxury foods warehouse. What's this? Oh, okay. That's them.
All right.
So he did know that there was an underground storage freezer. I guess we just don't find anything there.
That elevator needs a key, Mr. York.
Do you have one?
Actually, no. I didn't think you'd ever want to go down there. So I didn't bother to go and get one.
Well then, would you go and get one now?
COG, I know. I'll tell it to him straight. Thing is, Mr. York, you know the Clarksons? The folks who own this place? Well, they don't too much like the police. And they sure as hell don't like them when they're my color. It was, real hard for me to get permission to open up this place for you to search through. So they ain't gonna be too happy if I go back to them now, asking for another key.
What should we do then?
Let's just find a worker here who can lower the elevator for us instead. All they need to do is take a break from their work for a couple minutes.
And what am I supposed to do? Just stand here and pretend like nothing's happening?
Yeah, you FBI folks are good at that, right? That's always what I see you doing on TV.
So the Clarksons seem incredibly suspicious so far, which obviously means that they are probably entirely entirely innocent. You know, the fact that they're racists aside, but
the elevator won't move without a key, Mr. York. Think you two can go and figure something out? I'll search around here in the meantime. I believe in you. I know they didn't make you a special agent for nothing.
I really feel like she's supposed to have some sort of. She did it earlier, I'm sure, where she like like elbowed him. And he now doesn't. She's now not doing that animation at all.
Zach, I think we can move this. Better check back here as well, just to be on the safe side.
Pushing it until they go to the end of the wall. Well, I'm glad the oh no, go that way. I'm glad the box pushing mechanic is a bit smoother than it was in oh, there we go. A little bit smoother than it was in the first game. Where... Okay, so there isn't actually anything here. I just, I guess, secured myself a route out. There is something over there. How can I get to that? Okay, not like that. That looks very much like one of the boxes I could shoot earlier, but I guess not. Back, and then let go. There we go. And then back over here. Okay, this is... Oh wait, so there was this different? This is entirely different. Thing here. Crawfish shell, great. There's one over. The annoying thing is as well is if you use your sprint all the way up, you got to wait for it to recharge before you can sprint again. So you can't just like. So I've got to kind of stop before I hit 0. A crawl space behind one of these somewhere. So that I can get... Ah! It's pretty worth it. I'm gonna come over here and it's just like, oh, you got a bit of cotton. A black bass tail. Alright, well I haven't got one of those before, so I assume it's at least a little bit rarer than normal.
Zach, the human ability to adapt is a frightening thing. Some humans have the power to sleep anywhere as long as they set their minds to it.
Isn't that... Hang on, York, isn't sleeping in a cold air environment like a really bad thing? Like, man, I can't believe he's falling asleep here. It's like, no, that's what people do before they die of cold. You know, I got a key
now we should be able to operate the elevator. No need to worry. This facility no longer has a body to steal. What else do they have to lose? A few cans of crawfish? I feel bad for him, but it's for the sake of the investigation. I'll write him a letter of apology later.
Imagine if it turns out that he's the killer. And it's just like, oh, I'm really sorry I stole your key. Like, oh, quite alright. Now die! It's not the most well-written twist in the world, I'm gonna be honest.
Ha! Now that's my special agent. There ain't no stopping you. Want to head straight down?
You bet. Let's sally forth, Melvin.
I love how robotic all their movements are. It's like rotating, moving, activating, smile.
Zach, look at that thermometer.
Smile, finish, back to a normal face.
0 degrees Fahrenheit, or minus 17.7 degrees Celsius. This is the ambiguous zero.
Hey, Avery! Open the damn door, Avery! It ain't no use, Mr. York.
He's a jerk.
Once Avery starts working on something, that's all he sees. He just tunes out everything else. We'll have to wait until he finishes and comes out to us, I reckon. Or we could come back tomorrow.
I disagree, Melvin. Time may be on our side, but that doesn't mean we should waste it. You gave me Mr. Alligator precisely for moments like these, didn't you?
You're saying I should shoot him?
Wait, Mr. York! Those tranquilizers may be non-lethal, but it's still dangerous to use them on humans.
Of course, Melvin.
So are they tranquilizers or are they rubber bullets? Because those are different things.
I never said I was going to shoot him.
You shoot an alligator with a rubber bullet, you're just going to piss it off.
You're gonna shoot some meat to get his attention. I'm right, ain't I?
Shoot down the meat. Okay. Scan. So it's worth doing a scan most times I go places, I guess. Crocodile head. And the game. There we go. Right. Hi. Just walk through the alligator head. That's fine. And now the alligator head is just floating.
This is Mr. York, an agent from the FBI.
Oh, he's the tall dude.
Hi, Avery. I'm Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Please, call me York.
York? You a smarty pants,
Avery Smith. My suspect number 1.
He's shyer than he looks. Come on, just settle down, Avery. Tell him what this here place is for.
Oh.
Lots of expensive food.
The frozen
here.
crocodiles just rolling around down there. I don't know if it's supposed to be
Mighty
doing that.
precious to the Clarksons, so I gotta guard it.
I see. So you're this area's keeper.
Oh, I help with the research, too. I do like research.
Ah, man of
Research?
science.
What are you talking about, Avery? This doesn't look like a lab to me.
Oh, ain't no lab. It's a warehouse. Ain't no lab. Smarty pant scientist does the research. I ain't no smarty pants, you know.
He's a bit slow in the mind, but he ain't a bad guy.
I'll be judge of that.
Your story about the giant who carried Lisa out. Don't tell me you think it's him. I mean, it's true that he's free to come and go as he pleases in this warehouse, but...
No, as far as I can tell, he's just a bit over 6'5". The one who moved Lisa's body must be at least 10 feet tall.
Or have a ladder.
He's clearly too short.
Oh no, I suppose the ladder would have left marks on the floor.
Too short, huh? Well, if you ever happen to find a man who makes him look small, I'd sure like to meet him.
You all look tall to me.
Lise.
Hey, cut it out!
Lise. Why?
Avery, that's not Lise.
Not Lise?
This is Melvin's daughter, and my precious assistant. Unfortunately, Lise is no longer with us.
Lise! Lise! My fault! My fault!
I guess he's sort of like Lise, you know? See, the poor fella's got himself a childlike mind. You know how normal kids tease other kids in order to get attention? Well, with this big lug, sometimes folks who don't know him too well see something and end up calling the police. But I know that deep down, he's got a good heart. Hey, Mr. York, I'll keep him busy, but I'd appreciate it if you'd hurry this particular inspection along. Just holler at me if you find anything. I reckon that'll make it easier for you to go do your thing, yeah?
Melvin, I think you're finally starting to catch on.
Why do I have the feeling we're going to have a situation with Avery where he just wants to hug and squeeze Patty and rub her fur the wrong way? I feel like that's what they're going for, but...
Avery, this box looks special.
Clarkson food, for their home.
Melvin, is this the Clarksons' family crest?
Oh, the dragonfly? Yeah, that's the Clarksons' mark, all right. Ain't no big deal, though. You can find those all over town.
Is that so?
Well, yeah. They pretty much run all of this town's major industries. Yeah, I do believe they own just about everything there is to own. So their word is law. They got the whole darn town tattooed with their dragonflies. Can't even walk a few steps without seeing one.
Zach, this dragonfly is our flying serpent. The flying serpent owns this town. They're related to Lise Clarkson, our victim. And Hungan's oracle pointed us toward their family crest. The Clarksons must be deeply intertwined with this case. Melvin, Patricia, I think I've had enough of this frozen world.
Oh, damn it! I clicked on the wrong thing. I clicked on well, I clicked on the right thing, but I clicked on it first.
Let's head back out to that merciless sun.
Never mind.
Well, what are you waiting for? I can't bear to spend another second down here.
Again, yeah, fair play to Patty that she's just been like down here with shorts on. Tries to go, poor girl's not got frostbite. So that was it. York just was like, oh, okay, the dragonfly. This was my clue. This is something I could have probably found out if I had done any kind of research into the family, but whatever. Holistic detectivism. Detectivism? That's... yeah, sure, why not? Okay. I don't know. I still can't imagine what the bowling is gonna accomplish. I can't, like... I mean, York's gonna just pull something out of his ass, but...
Whew. So, what do we do now, Mr. York?
Zach and I will take things from here.
Then what should I do?
Tend to your sick wife? I don't know. You're free to do as you please. I'll stop by the sheriff's office when I need your help again.
I suppose that's what I'll do then. It'll sure make Candy happy. But I am the sheriff of this town, so I do intend to get some work done. I know. How about I search for Lisa's body while you're busy?
Not a bad idea. Just be careful that you don't get attacked by a barefooted giant.
Hey, don't scare me like that. Why do you keep talking about that giant anyway? You really think some giant was responsible for all this?
Melvin, don't be silly. Of course I do. Just when I thought you were starting to catch on. Disappointing, to say the least.
But how can you be so sure? I want to see some proof.
Proof number 1. The footprints that led up to where Lisa's body originally was were made with bare feet. None of the prints looked similar to those of common insulated boots, and the arches of the feet were visible. The person who carried out Lisa's body must have had very large feet. I'd say they were at least 16 inches. Proof number 2.
Pretty big feet.
I found fingerprints on the cord of one of the hanging lights in the warehouse. The fingerprints weren't aimed up from below. They were coming directly from the side. Clearly, the giant moved the light because it was in his way. He pinched the cord with his fingers. Proof number 3. There was nothing else found in the vicinity where Lisa's body was stored. This means the giant carried her out without dragging her across the floor. But there's only one set of footprints. The only conclusion I can draw from this evidence is that a barefooted giant standing over 10 feet tall carried Lisa's body out. That concludes the entirety of my proof. Any objections, Melvin?
Yeah, the fact that 10-foot people don't exist.
But there ain't no way a human could ever be that tall.
Have you seen every human alive with your own eyes? Well then, you need to forget all your preconceived notions when embarking on an investigation. Whether you come face to face with a 10-foot giant or a skeletal gentleman, you always need to accept everything that comes to you with a clear mind. Do that, and eventually the truth will reveal itself to you. You're a smart kid, I'm sure you understand.
I understand, you're a dumbass.
Well, I'll be damned. I'm sorry I ever doubted you, Mr. FBI Special Agent, sir.
Joe, I think it's 3 children in a trench coat.
A sharp eye and flawless observational skills. Uncovering the truth with a heady intuition. I won't ever question you again. Heck, I'll do whatever you say.
You're way more agreeable than George. I like
That's
you.
it, Melvin. I'm glad you finally caught on. Okay, time to go, Patty.
Also makes me incredibly
You know this town
suspicious of
well,
you, but
so
whatever.
I'd like you to accompany me from now on.
Patty?
Yes. I've decided that she's going to become my ward. But
Zach,
at the
we
end
found
of
the
this, she'll
flying
be wearing
serpent.
her own little suit and red tie.
Now we simply need to locate the 10 maidens. It's time to head on to Alexis's Diner and Lane.
I really hope that, like, time skip Patty is just, it has grown up to become like an FBI agent, and it is exactly like, well, it is very similar to yours.
Patty, what's that?
That tree? Or the water tower?
That thing I'm pointing at. That.
Like I said, what?
That thing. Right there, Patty.
Just tell me what it is. How am I supposed to know which that you're referring to? Oh, you're goofing on me, ain't you?
I am indeed goofing on you. Well done, child. How? What am I supposed to do with these, then? Okay, well, I'm definitely not supposed to shoot them. But there are still those UFOs that I can shoot down. So I've still got to keep my eye out for those. Can I I go up here? No. Hello. No. Oh, look at this. Look at this dude. If that's just a random NPC, that is a fantastic design. These other guys look like... Actually, I don't know. These could be characters. Like some thug characters that show up at some point that I have to... I don't know. Dispatch. Speaking of dispatching, I spy a UFO. Nailed it. Boom. Oh. Oh. I just killed a squirrel. I shot you over a squirrel. What? I have many questions. Why was a squirrel inside a cardboard box being held aloft by a UFO? What? And then, why didn't I get my first aid kit back when I killed it? Alright. I'm going to shoot another one down. If it has a squirrel in it again. So some of these are higher. Oh no. I was going to say maybe some of these are out of my range. But... Oh, that dropped a sparkly. Okay. So they don't all have squirrels in. But... there is the possibility of squirrels, and therefore I must be ever vigilant. Alright, so I need to go to M16 at 10:30. So what I can do is I can skateboard over there. Can I use my gun? No, I can't use my gun while I'm skateboarding. I can skateboard over there
This
and
is
then
the
smoke
deep south.
until
I feel it
10:30.
every time that molten hot sun pours down on you. Don't you, Zach?
So I can do, because what's his chops? Melvin gave me a radio so I can fast travel. So I wonder if there's a couple of points of interest here. Let's unlock them, and then high quality bead. High quality beads, but with 2 A's. Ooh. Teleporting. Drum. Start a fire on a drum to keep animals and red shadows away, effectively creating a safe zone. Camping outside may cause you to catch a cold or get chills, but not while you're in a safe zone. Remember, safety first. Oh.
Hey, Agent York.
Yes?
Is that... Sorry, never mind. I think I was just seeing things.
Okay, I like that they've introduced me to the concept of red shadows before I've even... like, fought any. Okay, but this is a... park? I mean, it's obviously a park. But this is a... and this is a gopher hole. Oh, so many. Oh, there's so many X's. This is gonna... oh, there's a beehive. This is a mistake. Nope. Killer bee. That was a kill. Not only was that a beehive I shot, it was a killer beehive. Cool. I'm safe. Oh, there's so many. What's that red thing over there? Oh, there's so much stuff to explore. It's a whole new world. Like, I don't know what to ignore and what to explore. And I need this stuff to make a... yeah, I think I'm definitely going to have to, like, just at some point off screen go and explore the world. And, like, go and collect a load of these red... so, there was something red over here. Yeah, squirrels. There's a blue squirrel. Alright. Rare kill bonus. Nice. Oh. And a chicory tail. what, this game really wants me to kill squirrels. There are... I'm surprised I don't get any points for hitting cars, though. Not even points, but I'm surprised I don't get any negative points for hitting cars. I feel like... if I get a minus 100... I got a skull! Oh. I feel like if I get a minus $100 for shooting a person, I should get... I don't know, maybe minus $25 for shooting a car and setting its alarm off? I guess not. Okay, that's not that building. Ooh. Portaloos. These are probably treasure troves of treasure. They are not good. Time well spent. Right, what I'll do, I'm just gonna, there's a church over here. I'm just gonna, like, activate it, and then see if I can fast travel.
This is the deep sound. I feel it every time that molten hot sun pours down on me. Don't you, Zach?
So I guess these X's stay permanently once I've triggered them. So I don't have to keep, like,
this
scanning.
town sure is peaceful, Zach. Yes, I know. I know what you're about to say. But that's why we're here. To protect this peace. Isn't that right, Zach?
Yeah, let's protect this peace by going skateboarding in a graveyard. Oh, I definitely have to
sure
fight my way through.
Zach. Yes, I know.
Zombies
I
here.
know what you're about to say. But that's...
oh, this dude's got a marker on him. Sup? Lewis? Okay, so there are some people, like, I can now talk to people, so it is maybe worth exploring some of these places. He's a bit...
excuse me, but what
jittery.
are you doing?
Searching.
Huh. Hi. You're a title character. I'll explain what that means in a second.
What are you searching for?
Unknown.
You don't know. Interesting. Zach, this man is the perfect symbol of the human race. We all live out our lives searching for things, yet no one knows what they're actually searching for. That's what it means to be human. Don't you agree, Zach? I feel like that simple declaration of his just awakened us to something.
Okay, well that accomplished nothing, and now he's gone. I guess maybe he appears at different areas. I'll just steal this lizard tail. It's probably not on offering or anything. There's a blue thing over here. What I mean by a title character is I'm pretty sure that they're doing the... oh, this is foot. Sorry. I thought that was a squirrel. I thought that was a shiny squirrel. Why has he got... why has he got those weird glowing feet? Dang it, I keep losing money for shooting human people. I need to find a way to make money so that I can grind up a little bit, otherwise I'm not going to have enough money to afford to buy anything. Oh, I'm such a bad FBI detective. In the last game, they had... they named every character... they had a character for every letter of the alphabet, A to Z, in case you didn't know. And but they also had characters who had nicknames, so they had like Jack, Mad Dog, whatever. And they were extra to the alphabet characters. So Lise has obviously been... L has already been taken with Lise, but Lewis is also is here. But he's Lewis the Gravekeeper, so he doesn't count. I do like Sweary's kind of I don't know, prejudice that gravekeepers are always weirdos. I mean, in fairness, all of the people in these games are weirdos, but like the gravekeepers seem to be especially so. I mean, look at this man. Look at this scene. communicating with incoming message from the big giant head. Yeah, literally, it's incoming message from the big giant head. Orders from the heavens? I don't see or hear anything. Fleur-de-lis. Must gather fleur-de-lis. Fleur-de-lis? I will remain here. Go and collect the fleur-de-lis in my stead. Collect fleur-de-lis? The first album contains a photograph list of fleur-de-lis. This album looks rather old, and it's filled with nothing but dull pictures of the town. What do you want me to do with this? Each picture contains a fleur-de-lis, but they can only be found by one with a special power. I see. You want me to go to each of these spots and collect all the fleur-de-lis. I'm really hoping I think I am pronouncing it right, but I really hope I am, because I've had to say fleur-de-lis a lot in the last minute. Find them all and something amazing will happen. Find them all. Bzz, bzz, beep. Beep, 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 beep. Exactly. Do you see some sort of special power emanating from him? The Lee, or the lily, is the symbol of Louisiana, you know. The fleur-de-lis might be somehow connected to the case somehow. It's also, if I'm remembering what a fleur-de-lis is, the symbol for the Boy Scouts. Or maybe the Cub Scouts. I think it's the Boy Scouts. Anyway, yeah, the fleur-de-lis. That is Cub Scouts. The cards for the fleur-de-lis. So it's down on the D-pad. Use photos as clues to find where the fleur-de-lis headed. If you arrive at one with a mark, use vision to successfully collect fleur-de-lis. You can check your current collection in the red room. Okay. You look such a child. Well, we'll ignore the fact that he just chugged a sundae, but the fact that he just stole a child's dessert and then lectured her. It's just like, I love York. He's my favourite ever.